Recording.
Go ahead, Carl.
Okay, calling this a special meeting of the Cemetery Committee, East Haddam, to order at 7 p.m., March 6, 2025, E room 3. Okay, call the meeting to order. Oh, what's that? Oh. Yes, we got that. So, I guess appraisal options is the first thing to be discussed.
I think, Carl, first, just to give all the committee a little history. When we established what our budget parameters was going to be in November, we put in $9,000 for survey work and $4,000 for an appraisal to pursue potential expansion at Mount Parnassus Cemetery.
Yeah.
When you and I went and presented it, last week, we learned that an appraisal had already been conducted and had been received, and the bill needs pay. So we now have.
Well, the bill was paid.
Well, no, it needs to be paid,
Oh,
and they're
okay.
looking for our committee to pay it.
Well, I have a question as to how the appraisal took place, since we didn't vote
The first selectman
or ask for it to be done.
told the land use administrator to get it done,
Okay.
and neither one of them thought to tell us.
So let's do.
So,
Now, and this fits
based
with-
on that, now we can look at the items.
as far as the appraisal bill, $2,200 certainly fits in with that amount of money. But has that passed by Board of Finance? What we asked for in the budget?
What we asked for in the budget, the selectmen passed over to the Board of Finance, except that the bill is here now and needs to be paid. So we had money, the way we established our budget was so that it's, I don't know if I say it right, but rollover funds. So we
Yeah,
had
okay.
like $13,000 in there. We wanted to be adding to it, so ultimately we can get to the point where we could do, large-scale surveys and all this other kinds of stuff. That's the only money we have because our budget had been cut last year. But that's where they're looking to see this bill paid from. But,
Okay,
I mean,
as long as there's money
the-
there.
So the 2,200 is coming from the amount that we had left over from the previous.
Correct. I mean, it's the direction that the committee said we wanted to go and do, it's just not the timeline we were on.
We weren't expecting it right now.
Right,
Right.
it was kind of a surprise for us, so,
And now it's done.
and now it's done, which is,
So I would entertain a motion that we pay this invoice for $2,200 to
fitting it,
Flanagan
planning.
Associates for the survey done on the property,
Crazy.
appraisal of the property on the east side of the Mount Parnassus Cemetery. Just all the east.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, do we have funds to pay it right now?
Well, it was come out of our capital, because it's the only thing we have.
So we do have it.
Yeah.
And in theory, and I don't know the answer to this one, we had $2,000 in our operating budget. And I promised, I don't know what the word is, those funds to the grant we applied for, so that we could leverage it out, because the removal of the trees was estimated around $9,000, it was a $5,000 grant. So the discussion was, we would pay $5,000, the state, if we got the grant, they would pay the $5,000, we would pony up $2,000, the town facility said they would fund $2,000. And that would be enough to get those particular trees that we targeted If the grant is unsuccessful, then they won't be taking those funds, the trees won't come down, but we'd have that money for this. And that determination is supposed to be made on March 13th. Or we should be notified of the
Yeah.
award, so. There's a funding source, whether, I suppose we could say preferable from our operating budget, if not from capital. If it, doesn't have, I mean, there are funding sources for it, it's just, not the way we had envisioned it going.
Any other discussion on it? Okay, all in favor?
All right.
So voted.
The other discussion that I think we need to bring forward to the Board of Finance is based on the dollar amounts indicated in the appraisal, which we can't discuss in public forum, but we'd have to have some discussion with the Board of Finance about whether or not we could, ultimately, it would have to go to referendum and a whole bunch of other things would have to happen first, but the Board of Finance needs to be aware of the potential of a purchase. And it laid out two options. One was to purchase 2 acres and one was to purchase almost 5 acres. My preference would be the 5 acres. If you're gonna do it right.
It's pointless to buy just 2 acres.
Right.
Can we vote on that now?
I don't know that we need a vote, just consensus to pursue the larger.
No, I mean acreage.
Do we need a vote, Prairie?
Well-
Or just-
Well, I think it
would-
would help,
And then we would have something to present to the Board of Finance. Well, I agree that we should get the 4.8.
I'll make a motion that the cemetery committee recommend pursuit of a 4.8 acre parcel for expansion of the cemetery.
I'll second it.
right? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And
My only question on that was, why a 50-foot easement to that property? Normally it's 25.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
But there would
they-
have to be a whole
Coming along.
negotiation team and all
Yeah, it
that
should be
down
just
the
the
road.
size of a road.
Usually, back driveways are 25. I'm
Well-
just kind of curious why it was doubled, but that's a question we can ask.
There's big, heavy equipment that you need to get in there.
Still get
to
over
dig
25 foot.
What's the average width of the roads?
Well, driveways start.
Not driveways, I'm talking about roads. In town.
50, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why they did it. Have traffic going in and out at the same time. Although there's not that much traffic in
I
and out
was
of
gonna say.
cemeteries, but
You hope
you
not.
never know.
Kids at
Yeah.
night, but.
Okay, and then, I'm not exactly sure on the process on this one. I called Valerie, earlier this morning, but I never got a call back in time. for
Valerie,
Our finance director,
oh,
about what to do to get the potential amount in front of the Board of Finance so that they're aware and don't get surprised like we did.
well, this would probably come next year, not this year, I would imagine.
Right, but just so that they're aware. But that's it, and then we have, is there any, we can't chat other business because this is before the board, so that is it. We can pay the bill and recommended options indicated.
Yeah, well,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting so adjourned.
7:12.
I think this is the shortest meeting I ever.
Yeah. 10 after.